record.
Hold on.
I'll try to do this.
MLB standings.
You should have told
Okay.
guys.
Hold on. Let me get my drink. I'll be right like 30 seconds. Seconds you're on.
No.
Had to put some. Bro, sinuses are killing me. Huh?
Put some guava in it.
Damn. But hey, so after John Thompson, what are you gonna do? Are you going down the line with what you got? Just throw it at me. I'll be ready.
Yeah, you've been ready.
I got my standing. I got my American League, National League. Let me just see.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yep.
Damn. Fucking Facebook ain't starting as usual. Stupid ass shit.
Damn, so we're tied with games back with the Toronto Blue Jays, 5-5, and Twins beat us yesterday. I don't know if they won the doubleheader though. Yeah, look that up.
the double headers and the D.
Excuse me. Oh man. Hold on, man. Let me go this way a little bit.
Damn. Oh no, this shit ain't starting. Hold on.
Sinuses are killing me. I never even had them. See if I turn it like that. Good to go. It's all right, man. They're real fans. They'll wait.
Damn. It ain't starting. Yeah, shit. I'm gonna stab somebody.
Damn, I hope they didn't catch that.
No, I'm saying fucking Facebook shit. I don't know why this shit is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Zuckerberg and whoever, I forgot the name, the owner of Zoom, they need to get together and have a meeting because, yeah, that should be cutting out and everything, and we ain't the only ones that complained about it before.
It just won't start. Hold on.
That's right. If they're real fans, they'll wait. I'm gonna be a little grimier this week.
Damn, Mr. Grimy.
Interject the Taz in me. I watched a little bit of other, try to learn a little off of listening to some other podcasts and stuff like that. So
there it is. It's finally gonna start here.
Excuse me.
I always spelled episode wrong, so
Excuse me again.
episode. Was it episode 4 or 5? 4.
Four Horsemen.
All right, ready. Hold on, give me a second. Setting up your meeting on Facebook Live. Times out as usual. Yep, says it's on. Let's start it.
Oh, there it goes. So we get the new intro.
All right, good morning, everybody. December 5th, 2020. Good morning, man. What's up?
Morning, everybody.
Morning, everybody. Wide awake?
I'm not.
You ain't?
A little under the weather, but
Let me pour you a shot.
we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Sinuses are killing me. We'll get through it.
Pour
It's all
myself.
good. I'm excited to talk about everything today. So,
I'll pour you a shot.
oh yeah, that's what I needed right there.
So let's dive right into it. This past week, John Thompson, Georgetown Hoyas coach, died. I saw the tribute, a couple tributes on Inside NBA. Just a great coach. It was pretty touching. I was watching that tribute. Basically, what a couple players that weren't even his players
Right.
did for him. They just said he was more than a coach. He was an icon, of course, coach Patrick Ewing. But they just said that
Excuse me.
basketball players he built great players. So I don't know if you were able to catch that
I did.
that tribute. It was really good. I was really blown away. I mean, growing up watching Patrick Ewing playing for the Knicks, I know where he came from when they won the NCAA. It took a while, but they won. They won. But
Right.
oh my God, so touching. What was your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I actually did watch the Grant Hill tribute to him, to John Thompson, and like I mentioned before, I'm a Cancer, I'm an emotional person, and this week has been, excuse me, a very emotional week. My father's birthday was on the 3rd.
Happy birthday!
And
Good heaven.
right, like, and so maybe it had a little bit to do with that. But I watched the tribute, and Grant Hill, that was amazing what he did. Like I've always been a fan of Grant Hill. Stand-up guy, professional, very loyal, everything, well-spoken person. So it was amazing. So my whole point is I got through like 3/4 of the tribute, and
Right.
I want to say it was when when Allen Iverson was speaking about him.
Right.
Yeah, like I felt it right in my heart. But you know, he was you know, he was a stand-up guy. You know, he mentored. No, it's hard to speak about somebody you never knew, but just seeing everybody that he either coached or mentored, or and you know, there was people that he mentored that weren't even athletes and stuff like that. So
Even his
guy
player.
was just yeah, you know, and I love what Grant Hill said at the end of the tribute. You know, he said rest in peace. I think he said rest in peace, coach, and you know, rest in peace, you know, in power, rest in peace, you know, in power or something like that. But it was just it was really strong, and I thought that was amazing that he gave so many of these athletes chances and just motivated them like to not just be a better athlete, but to be a better person. That was, you know, if you can be a better person and you know who you figure out who you are, then, you know, the sky's the limit after that. Like, you know, learning the skills of basketball and all that stuff, you know, it comes with practice, but, you know, you got to have that, you know, that type of heart and passion and everything. And he did that. And I remember, you know, growing up in the 80s, I'm born in 1980. So growing up in the 80s, I remember seeing him on the sidelines, stuff like that. Georgetown, you know, nobody really cared about them for a amount of time. And I remember growing up, going to like, you know, being in 5th grade, 6th grade, and everybody wearing Georgetown hats and jackets and everything. And that's because of him. That's because of John Thompson. And I know that now. And
The towel on the shoulder.
yeah, and you know, it just, you know, seeing the thing that symbolizes him to me is, you know, other than like he ended up getting into broadcasting. He, you know, I could still hear his voice now doing NCAA games, and I don't know if he did NBA games. I can't really remember that, but them glasses, the gold trim, like that's what I think about when I think about John Thompson. And yeah, I mean, he was, like I said, you know, there's really nothing else I could say about the guy, but you know, that anybody that, you know, was a part of his life, you know, didn't say already that he was a great guy. He was just a great human being.
Right.
And you know, obviously the first African American to win a major collegiate championship, and you know, a national championship in '84, and you know, first to, you know, they lost to I remember, you know, I looked it up, but I still remembered it. They lost to you know, Michael Jordan's North Carolina team in '82 and Villanova in '85, and you know, but like I said, they bounced back, you know, and they won a national title, and the rest is history. You know, he coached Hall of Famers like Patrick Ewing, like you mentioned earlier. You know, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Allen Iverson. I mean, James Worthy. I mean, the list goes on and on. But yeah, I mean, you know, once again, the sports world lost a great guy
I was real
all around.
when Allen Iverson hugged him and he said, "Hey, coach, if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, that right there, man.
alive,"
Wow.
it was just like, wow.
Yeah. And the thing I love about, just not to jump off, you know, from John Thompson, but put the spotlight on Allen Iverson. That's why I love Allen Iverson, because he wears his heart on his sleeve. He don't care. He's real as they come. Since day one, he came into the NBA, and you know, he is who he is, and that's what you get. And to see him just tear up like that tells you the type of man that he is. He don't care who's watching, how many cameras are on him. You know, he's showing this guy some love, because if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be where he was at, or be, you know, be making the money that he's making.
Right.
Excuse me.
We're gonna stay on NBA. So rest in peace, John Thompson. Just a great human being, a great man for all lives. So I know this is pretty touching, you know, with the nation on its toes, with all the violence that's going on. So just a great loss. So we're going to stay on the NBA. So we'll give you a quick update on the NBA playoffs. So Miami last night took commanding lead over the Bucks.
That's crazy.
Jimmy Butler over there, I mean, he's like,
excuse me.
Just Yeah, I mean that series. I'm just really surprised that they're beating the Bucks like that. I know they beat them. I think they took the series in the regular season 2-1. But I mean, they're just. It looks like
Right.
it's sweet. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
No, and like we talked about before we even started recording, Jimmy Butler. I mean, when he did, correct me if I'm wrong, or people chime in, whatever. I'm not perfect, but when he was with the Bulls, he was young, and he was surrounded with Derrick Rose, superstar.
Well,
Guys like oh God, I can't remember his name. I mean, they just had a good team over there. Joakim Noah, guys like that, and he was kind of showing some spark then. But yeah, to see and I read an article. Udonis Haslam told him, "Don't let us lose tonight," and he didn't. So he's obviously doing his thing, and yeah, I haven't really, like I said, once again, I've got a lot of things I'm juggling, and I'm trying to watch, pay attention. But once it gets down to the nitty gritty, I'm definitely gonna tune in and watch. But yeah, I'm paying attention, online, much as I can, and yeah, I mean that's crazy that they're, I thought the Bucks, I thought they were, gonna be the team, you know, uh,
yeah,
Miami, like I said, Miami's got them by the throat. So
I'm hoping that they would go to the finals. So, but
yeah,
look that way.
yeah,
So
they usually go for the underdogs. So.
yeah. So Boston's got a 2-1 lead over Toronto. I'm a little surprised on that series. Toronto hit a game winner buzzer the other night, but
Right.
Toronto might take that. We'll find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I don't know. I still like Boston.
Yeah.
I still like Boston. Even though I hate Boston as a Detroit Piston fan, but that's, I digress. So I like Boston in that series, but
And the
we'll
Clippers
see.
Nuggets series starts tonight. Who do you got on the Clipper Nuggets? I mean, it definitely.
Uh,
I think.
I mean, you know what? I don't think it doesn't matter who the Clippers are playing. I just want them to win, man. Like poor Clippers, they're trying to clip as much as they can, but I hope that they can do something, even though LA's got two teams, whatever. I mean, so I just, that as a franchise, I hope they win. They could do something, get
Right.
something going,
Okay. So the Rockets go up 1-0 on the Lake Show. LeBron looked very frustrated. Harden went off. I believe he had 5 points. I mean, he looks amazing.
How many did he have?
35. 35.
Okay.
I know that the matchup is definitely benefiting the Lakers because they're a lot bigger. The Rockets are small, but I was
Right.
really surprised that the Rockets, they just so
Right.
Harden did his thing as always. You know what I mean? So
Right.
unstoppable. But like I said, LeBron looked kind of frustrated last night. So
Well, I mean, look, if I could just use the boxing analogy, I mean, like you said, they got him in size, but, so you got to go, sometimes you got to go with speed and just, you know what I mean, making baskets and making them count and passing the ball. And I watched a little bit of what Houston was doing, and that's what they were doing, man. They were moving the ball around pretty good. I've seen a little bit of that, and, like I said, they're got James Harden and Westbrook. They got a backcourt like that.
right.
That can do a lot of damage if especially if you're not playing defense. So I don't know where the Lakers get mixed up and not when they have all that all that size and they're not playing defense. So. I don't know. We'll see. I think I don't know. I believe it's going to go 7 games. With 2 teams like that. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely pulling for the underdog. I would definitely like to see Houston get past the Lakers.
Right.
I'll definitely would like to see Harden win something. So we're going to see on NBA. I know we didn't really talk about it, but I did want to bring it up. I know we talked about it off camera. The hiring of Steve Nash for the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
No coaching experience. Definitely
Right.
of the game. Probably one of the best NBA passers of all time.
Oh yeah.
Stephen A. Smith made some crazy remarks about this hiring. And then I sent you the video of Barkley saying, hey, hats off. He said he was a little disappointed of some commentary from some people saying that, the whole Black Lives Matter, that, there was a lot more qualified black coaches in the NBA. And I think Barkley basically said, look, we need more black coaches, the NFL, the NBA, all this other different stuff. But he said, this is Steve Nash's moment. It's well deserved. And I think I want to take, he basically said, congratulations. I think Shaq said, look, there was more other people. There was probably a little more qualified, but he knows who he knows, and he got hired. But Stephen A. He said,
wow.
look, right now this is a bad moment for them to appoint so-called white coach to an NBA team like Brooklyn Nets. In Phoenix, he seems like a great guy. I know he's Canadian.
Right.
He seems like, a really nice guy. I don't know what his qualifications as a coach. I know he said, he don't have any experience. But, I mean, they given a lot of NBA coaches that don't have experience. Look at Doc Rivers. He didn't have any experience. And Steve Kerr, with the Golden State. No, what's your
Avery Johnson?
passes the all time to be your NBA coach. I mean, I know he was freelancing for the Golden State Nuggets. He was like a guy to come in and kind of help in
like recruiting maybe.
Yeah, just show them some stuff and stuff. He was like their coordinator or something for Golden State. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, everything changed so much since maybe even early 2000s. Like a lot of I remember growing up, a lot of coaches before they became head coaches, they would be an assistant coach.
Right.
They might even be sitting down on the fourth seat, third seat, next to the assistant coach and HC. So I know there's a lot, obviously it's about who you know now. So I didn't watch the Stephen A. Smith thing, and Charles Barkley always speaks his mind. And
did you see that video?
But no, I didn't watch it, but I can get an idea of the way I know how Charles Barkley talks. He's the, not that it might not mean nothing, but he's the last jersey I wore other than a Piston jersey was a Charles Barkley jersey. I love the guy. I've always been a fan of him growing up. I wanted the Phoenix Suns to beat the Bulls, whatever. So I've always followed him, and I just got an idea of the way he was probably talking. But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, and they're gonna say what stuff like that. Everything's carrying over, but I mean, Steve Nash. He came to head coach. So think about it, the Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn team. So I mean, you know what I mean? That's pretty much in the neighborhood. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't like to get too touchy with all of that, racial stuff and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, it's the Brooklyn Nets. It's not, he's not in LA and the sun and all that stuff like that. So I think he deserves it. And then another guy, you might touch on it too. After we talk about Steve Nash, but Chauncey Billups. Throwing his name in the hat and all that, and there's nothing said about that. Obviously, he knows some people. Obviously, he's African American, but I love Chauncey. I've always liked Steve Nash, and I don't know, man. I mean, we're not behind the scenes. We don't know. Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, them guys know what's going on, so they're saying stuff obviously for a reason. Us as fans, we just sit back and look and oh, Steve Nash got hired. Okay, this guy got hired. Because and we're like, okay, and then you might see them at the end of their career, and then they're the head coach or assistant coach. I've seen guys like it happens. They love the game. They want to stick around, and they care. They care about the players. They care about the organization. They're loyal. A lot of loyal guys. Not so many. But I mean, like he played for a long time, and I really, I can't really, comment on, what's going on behind, but behind the scenes, politics and all that stuff like that. So I'm just sitting back being a fan, and we'll see what he does. I mean, hey, if Steve Nash wins with them, nobody's gonna say nothing.
Right.
They're gonna praise him and all that stuff like that. Some will, some won't. Whatever. Right. If winning cures all. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely.
We'll see what happens with that story.
All right, we'll jump over to the NHL. Some exciting hockey going on. So the Knights move on. They beat the Canucks last night, so that series went 4-3. The Knights are going to face Dallas. Dallas moved on last night, so they're gonna face the Knights. That should be a really good series. I'm not a fan of the Golden Knights. I got to be honest.
Where do they come from? Jeez.
Where did they come from? They actually built that team from one of
scratch.
Well, no, they built that team from one of the best different players around the league.
Right.
Cherry pick all the good players.
Hungry players, though.
Yeah. So
obviously,
I'm a fan of the Knights. I hope Stars win, but I probably think the Knights will probably pull that off. The Lightning is waiting in the wings for the Philadelphia Flyers series that is 3-3 today, so they're going to play. So
I got to watch that series.
We're pulling for Philly, but Lightning tonight, and then the Knights Stars, I believe, starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't like any New York teams. Sorry.
So the Islanders face the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. So that should definitely be a good series.
Except for the Knicks with Patrick Ewing. I did pull for them to beat Michael Jordan, but whatever.
Okay. So some great hockey going on. So exciting on the road to Lord Stanley. So, who do you got in the Night Stars?
You know what? The original 6, the Stars were in the original 6, right?
No, they're not.
No, they were okay. So can you remind me? It was Red Wings, Toronto. Is it Edmonton? I'm just trying to refresh my memory with that, real quick.
Somewhere.
Chicago.
Boston. Is that 6?
There you, okay. Yeah. No, that's 5. But no, I don't know why I thought that they were. Oh, the Blues, I think.
Yes. No, they're expansion team too.
No, okay, wow.
Yeah, I got the. We'll grab it.
I don't know if it could be the Canadians, but it just popped in my head.
Montreal.
But, you know what? I like the Stars.
Right.
I would, old school.
Yeah, because you got to remember
these
originally in Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, Mike Modano.
Yeah.
All them good guys. I like I said, I'm sticking with the Flyers.
Okay.
I know they the more you play, the more games you play, the more tired you might get. But hey, the Red Wings, they amongst other teams, they win a lot of series. They won 6, 7 games, and they won it. They won the whole thing. So I still like the Flyers to beat the Lightning. I know. If Steve Yzerman was over there still GM, I might go for the Lightning, but he's not. He's back home with us, so
right.
With the Red Wings, and I like the Flyers. I like the Flyers to win it all, so I'm gonna stick with them. Okay. Right. I definitely want to watch that game because, like I said, I don't like no New York teams. Sorry.
All right, so we're gonna move on. NFL trade, Alvin. What was your thoughts on that? I know there wasn't really any big things going on in the NFL. The Lions did, the walkout, and all sports resumed last Saturday. The Lions postponed their practice because of the shooting that happened up in Kenosha. We didn't talk briefly about that. I wanted to stay positive this week, but sports did resume on 8/29 last week. They did take a 2-day or 3-day hiatus because of the shooting in Kenosha. But, the Lions, they postponed their practice or whatever. I believe that was that Friday or whatever. But they had that contract with Alvin. What was your thoughts on that signing?
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing I took out of just that everybody was talking about nothing but that Alvin Kamara. I watched him play a little bit in college. I mean, the guy he's great, man. I mean, he's with the Saints. In case people don't know or they're not that familiar with them.
Right.
He was asking for like $60 million a year. That's crazy money for a running back. But he's versatile. He's kind of like a Darren Sproles. He can. I mean, you kick the ball off to him, he might run it back. I mean, he just could play a lot of different positions, and I think for the Saints to be possibly Drew Brees' last year, for them to think about getting rid of him or not paying him, I think if you want to win, you want to win. Give the guys money. I know that's a lot of money, but I guess he's worth it. I mean, everybody else is making all this money, so I mean, why not pay him? Keep him there. He's a prime weapon, and you're taking a lot of pressure off Drew Brees. I think he'll play another year or so, but you never know. If they win, he might not. But to think about trading a player like that or getting rid of him or whatever, and they were talking about him going to maybe the Patriots. And the Patriots already have, they got a plethora of running backs. They just drafted a first rounder, 2018, Sony Michael. They got James White, Damian Harris, and Rex Burkhead. So they're always stocked up with good running backs and solid running backs that can get the job done. For obviously for Tom Brady when he was there, but man, if they let him go and he goes and signs with with somebody like the Patriots, which, him and Cam Newton, man, that's gonna be a lot of trouble for a lot of teams. So, I was in touch on the getting back to the Saints. They signed. They always got a good stack of wide receivers over there, and that's what makes Drew Brees. He spreads the ball out and everything, and they like I said, they always got good running backs like a three-headed monster, like they had with gosh, it's gonna take a minute, but back when they had like Reggie Bush and
right
guys like before he came to us and stuff like that. Gosh, I can't remember. They had so many running backs that kind of slipped my mind, but my whole point is, they signed Emmanuel Sanders, and they got a good team over there. They can, make some stuff happen. And the way they went out last year, Drew Brees throwing an interception, I know that hurt, and they want to, get some some type of vengeance. But yeah, like I said, that's the biggest thing I took out of the, from the NFL trades.
right.
Trade deadline, yeah.
That's cool. Like I said, I know there was not a lot going on in the NFL, but
Right.
some practices because of the shooting in Kenosha. So. All right, let's jump on to the next topic. I know this is not a big thing, so I'll just brush over it real quick. So I know we talked about a little bit. So there's 10 seats up in the Senate that'll probably likely flip from Republican to Democrat or vice versa. So I know it's going to go Democrat to Republican. So just keep an eye on that. Biggest thing is, definitely vote. Everybody go out and vote November 3rd. Make a change. Vote who you think should be president. Remember, your vote does count, so definitely go out to the polls and vote if you can vote.
Right.
Mail in your thing, your voter thing, or go out and vote to the polls. So,
right.
I know that's not your favorite subject, the politics, but
yeah.
Don't complain if you don't vote. So
No. Right.
So also let's talk about some things that are. I know this last weekend it was one of the bloodiest days in the brotherly love Philadelphia. I know we were talking about the Flyers or whatever, but
Right.
that team can get a win. There was over 300 homicides last weekend.
That's crazy. I didn't.
Crazy. I don't
I
know,
didn't see nothing about that, but
pray for everybody that has passed in Philadelphia. So, um,
crazy.
guys, get out there. Please stop the violence. Stop all this bloodshed in the streets. So, I just wanted to briefly touch about that. I definitely wanted to stay positive. So,
Right.
we'll jump on over to MLB. Um, so you got the Cabrera gives that imaginary crown curtain call. 2,000 hits with the Tigers. Amazing. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, you know me, man. You know what? Before I start praising him, getting all biased and stuff, being a Tiger fan from Detroit, but I mean, the guy, he surpassed Charlie Gehringer, 50th all time.
Right.
He's only 16 players to rank among the top, 50 all time hits, home runs, RBIs, and that Miguel Cabrera is one of them. You got Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Frank Robinson, Barry Bonds, Albert Pujols, Babe Ruth, crying out loud, and I mean, like I said, maybe a week ago or so, last show, I hope he plays another year or two. He's looking good, so he probably will, and gets that, over 3,000 hits plus. And as a baseball fan growing up, just around the corner from Tiger Stadium, I love Miguel Cabrera. There's only, certain players, like Derek Jeter, certain players like that, I won't name too many, but they actually not only make their teams better and, change people's, like Michael Jordan and them guys, Tom Brady. Miguel Cabrera is on that level, and he's been on that level since he came in the league in like 2003, won a championship, right off rip. And, we were lucky enough to get him. And, like I said, he makes players, not just on his own team, but all around throughout the league, want to be better and play better, enjoy the game. And, like that. And how can you not love that about the guy? So he's always having fun when he's out there. And, I mean, like, if there's really nothing bad you could say about him. He had a little issues back in the, a few years back, but, who didn't, who hasn't,
Right.
He got past that, and he showed that he can focus. He's a great, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, if you ask me. And, I hope he, keeps playing and hits over, that gets into that Pete Rose level. So,
Right.
Yeah, I loved it. And I thought that was very, real cool that, and that's, once again, that's his character, his personality. He's always having fun. Got up, did a curtain call, and I thought that was hilarious. Just, like they say in Detroit, Miggy being Miggy,
Right.
So I'm glad he's on our team. So,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Great player, great human
For
being.
sure.
So we're going to stay on the MLB. We had the MLB trade deadline last Monday.
Right.
Clevenger went to the Padres. That's probably one of the bigger trades. And I know we briefly talked about it. I don't know if it's definitely, the Padres, hey, we're going to win the World Series, or was it definitely to compete with the Dodgers?
Right.
I mean, what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that was, once again, just like the NFL, there was really just one guy being talked about. Clevenger was him. And, a lot of teams didn't go out on a limb and try to, get somebody to win now. Padres did that. And obviously, like you just said, they're trying to compete with the Dodgers. I don't think they're really worried about nobody else. That was like, the main thing, the biggest trade and everything. So, National League, I know there's like there's 4 teams that are over 500, in the National League, and in the American League, there's like it's kind of up for grabs, and the Tigers, not to keep beating up the Tigers horse, but
Right.
they they were a half a game out. They're chasing Toronto. And they played the Twins a doubleheader yesterday. I know they lost the first one 2-0. I didn't get to check on the second game, or even if they even played it. But schedule's been kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, I still like the Athletics are doing good. AL Central.
About that, I mean, you got the power rankings. You got the top 3 guys that keep on in the top 3. You got the Dodgers, then you got the Rays, and then you got the Oakland A's. So,
right, Cubbies.
So,
yeah, I mean, Dodgers. I I like the Dodgers. I was talking to my cousin the other day that lives in Cali, and yeah, he expects the Dodgers to make it, probably to the World Series, and but we'll see. It's such a short season, so many things can happen. There's like another not half a week or a week, and then we're already half through the season if they're not there already. So like this is definitely like one of the craziest baseball seasons, that not just me, everybody's seen and watched, because I would have never thought something like this would take place. 60 games, and it's funny because we used to always talk about, me and some friends, like, God, season's so long, man, 162 games. Wow. You kind of, but if you love baseball, then you're okay with that. But, it kind of makes it more exciting, 60 games and everything, every pitch counts. So, I'm just sitting back watching, see what happens. Like I said, the AL Central, you got the White Sox, Indians, and Twins. They're all over 500. Tigers chasing everybody, but they've been playing good baseball as of late. They won 6 in a row. 8 of the last 10. So they're kind of up and down, but we'll see. We'll see once it starts narrowing down. Everybody's gonna start playing better, and then it should make them a lot more fun to watch.
Okay. All right, man. Well, let's jump over to the WWE. I know this is your subject. The Brock Lesnar becoming a free agent. His contract's expired. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, I know I try to tune in as somewhat.
Right.
I know this is definitely your
yeah.
You're up your alley.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, it's not like it used to be when we used to watch it every Monday night, and there ain't no Stone Cold and Rock comes back every now and then. He's a big movie star now, and it's just totally different. It's more PG now, and obviously there's no crowd, so that kind of diminishes a lot of things. But no, I mean, you know what? I put a lot of thought into this, and I have a lot of friends, and Brock Lesnar has a lot of haters, and for whatever reason, and just like Miguel Cabrera, Brock Lesnar, man, he's since he came into WWE, all that guy knows is championships. He's made it. They call him the next big thing. He made a big impact. And, like I said, there's only certain guys that done that, in their eras in which, like I said, it was The Rock, Stone Cold, back in the day, Hulk Hogan, and, things changed. But, yeah, I mean, the guy knows two things, championships and checks. He's made, I mean, like, he's made a lot of money. He knows how to do business. He's smart. He's the – I always tell people when they try to talk about Brock Lesnar and down or whatever, for whatever reason, you don't like him. Right. The guy's a monster. He's a beast, man, and he's an attraction, man. And we haven't seen that in a very long time. And he's the only guy that nobody will ever do this again. NCAA champion, UFC champion, WWE champion 8-time. I mean, like, who's gonna ever do something like that again, man? He left WWE while he was sick, went to UFC, and he beat I believe it was Randy Couture to win the UFC title. And he doesn't in WWE he had Paul Heyman with him because he's not a talker. He don't need to talk. And you can call it fake, whatever you want. He don't need to talk. He's a beast. He goes in there, kicks ass, leaves, cashes his checks. So, you know, when he went to UFC, I thought that was amazing. And like I said, he went over there to do one thing, and he did it. And you know, like I said, he's the only guy to wear those 2 belts. That's a big deal. You know, the wrestling belt might not be that big of a deal to some fans because they call it fake and whatnot. But you know, it takes a lot of work to, you know, you're on the road. You know, just a lot of things go into that. I'm not acting like I'm a wrestler or nothing, but you know, you know, we know their backgrounds. We know what goes on and stuff like that. So, and the guy, you know, like I said, he's been doing it for so long. He don't have to do it. You know, he's a simple guy, farm boy from Minnesota. You know, and yeah, I mean, like I said, man, he's gonna go down in the history books. So, we'll see what happens now because, you know, a few years ago there wasn't all these wrestling. It was just WWE. Now there's, you know, you got Impact Wrestling, which used to be TNA. You got MLW, which is on, you know, you can watch that on YouTube, and you got NWA, same thing. They're on YouTube. So you know, so you got all these, and then AEW is kind of, you know, trying to catch up to WWE, but you know that it takes a lot to do that, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, WWE is a franchise, you know, and it's the cream of the crop. But over there at AEW, you know, Tony Khan, you know, his father owns Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a lot of money. They got a lot of money over there too. So there ain't no telling if they might make Brock Lesnar an offer. They got you know, the checks to do it. And but you know, Brock Lesnar is pretty loyal guy, so I think he'll end up signing back with WWE and retiring over there. But you never know. You never know. For me as a fan, it'd be cool to see him show up at AEW. You know, and just like, you know, kind of change the pace. You know, they got Jim Ross over there, a lot of former WWE guys that left and got let go and trying to make their mark over there. So yeah, I still follow it, and you know, wrestling. You know, it's kind of hard to get away from when you've been watching it since you were like 4 years old. So, but yeah.
You briefly talked a little bit about Roman Reigns. He delivers a promise for Payback. What's your thought?
Right.
I know you brought it up a little bit. We talked off.
You know, and that kind of goes off of the Brock Lesnar signing. You know, like I said, he was Paul Heyman. They were together. You know, that was his mouth. Paul Heyman was his mouthpiece.
Right.
People don't know Paul Heyman. You know, he used to run ECW back in the day, Extreme Championship Wrestling, and you know, he was, like I said, he was Brock Lesnar's mouthpiece for a long time. And to see him come out with, you know, there was kind of a little surprise at the last pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view. And Roman Reigns, you know, he beat leukemia. He was staying away because of the COVID. Well, he came back out of nowhere, and they put the belt on him. And they put Paul Heyman with them. So that kind of told me a lot about Brock Lesnar and, you know, his contract. Like, maybe he could be done, maybe not. But, you know, like I said, there's only, you know, Brock Lesnar was the big dog. But now, you know, Roman Reigns is that. So we'll see. Like, you know, I tune in, I watch it, but it's kind of hard. You know, I kind of skip through stuff because it's just my time is my time is precious. So, you know, I tune in, I watch the main event matches and stuff like that. But yeah, that was cool to see Roman Reigns come back. You know, like I said, he beat leukemia not long ago. You know, he's a role model for a lot of people. But he's playing a heel. He's a bag. You know, for those that don't know, you know, in wrestling they call the good guy a face, and then they call a bad guy a heel. So he turned heel. He's with Paul Heyman. I kind of like it. So, you know, just add, you know, a little switch up. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens though. So we'll see what him and Brock Lesnar down the road, especially.
Right. So I know we talked about this last week because it was the passing of Bozeman. Marvel did their tribute. I know I sent you that video.
I watched.
Just a great guy. I mean, he was sick and he was, you know, going to hospital visiting children. I mean, just emotional, just crazy last week. You know, with the shooting in Kenosha. I mean, what a great guy. I mean, did you see that Marvel trailer? Or
Yeah,
that?
I did. That was, I, going to Specs Howard and watching all the behind the scene, learning about the behind the scene things and
Right.
editing and doing some editing myself and stuff like that, videography. I loved the way they took you behind the camera and, when they were off camera at times and, he was just being himself. And yeah, you know what, when I watched that, I started thinking about like certain actors that that he kind of reminded me of.
Right.
And I mean, man, I mean, it was like the guy worked 24/7. He had so many movies, and I was at the store at Best Buy the other day, and there was a couple movies that I didn't even know he was in, and I looked at him, and I was like, wow, I have to check that out. But hey, the guy was a workhorse, and
Right.
yeah, he still made time for to visit the hospitals and everything like that. Obviously, like I said, he had a heart of gold. He was trying to give back because he knew what he was going through, and he wanted to share that with kids that were going through the same thing. And I started thinking about like guys like Denzel Washington. I don't want to get too deep and make nobody upset. Louis Gossett Jr. I mean, like he had that it factor, when it comes to acting, and he can, he was just really likable and relatable. So that kind of crossed my mind. I was like, wow, this guy's like Denzel Washington like material, like even and I'm not a big Denzel Washington fan, but just he is a great actor, and I was thinking about like guys like Forrest Whitaker, young Forrest Whitaker and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I said, yeah, he was an amazing person, man. Obviously, and it's still sad that what happened, but his memory will definitely live on. So.
All right, so we're going to move on to the entertainment world. I know I sent you the article. I don't know if we've put it on our page.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Dre's wife won $2 million temporary spousal support. So I'm going to give you my feelings on this. A couple of years ago, I get it. Okay, I get it. I know there's some background on there. They got married I believe in '96.
Right.
She's supposed to supposedly sign a prenup, but he tore it up. They were disputing it, and I guess he turned it in. So, I mean, he made her sign a prenup. So prior to, well, not prior to, but, during the NWAs, he probably made some money. She met him during the pro days. So, he was obviously stardom, icon in the hip hop rap world. But she wants $2 million. So they don't have any kids that are children. So that's not child support. Pure spousal support.
Right.
So I understand. Look, you married a guy 20 years, 25 years, whatever the case may be. I get it. You deserve something, right?
Right.
But don't you think that is, excuse me, this crazy amount of money, $2 million? What the fuck do you need?
$2 million for it.
You only can go to the beauty salon. You only can go do your nails, your hair. So many days. You know what I mean? There's 7 days.
Right.
How does she need $2 million a month? Now, like I said, I went through those 2 years ago. The lawyers, threw out those terms. Oh, she needs her to maintain her lifestyle. And I'm like, wait a minute. Maintain what? Like, hey, yeah, okay, I took care of her. I did this. I did that. I'm going to give her money, spousal support, plus child support. Correct. That's not a problem. But you're not going to make me live on the streets at the same time.
Right.
Okay, so I believe he's worth $2 billion in assets. And then you got, I think he's worth $800 million liquid. So, okay, they're in LA, California. You get half.
Right.
California. So she gets $400 million. Give her money, whatever she thinks she deserves or whatever. But $2 million is so absorbent.
Right.
Have per month. I don't know. I mean, she doesn't have tigers like Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? She has to pay.
Right.
I know she deserves something. I just think $2 million. I think sometimes
It's
women
absurd.
delusional, and I don't mean to beat up women. I'm saying I just think
Right.
delusional of
Just
what.
in this situation, right?
Yeah, I just think it's crazy. Okay, look. Okay, if I give you 200 grand a month, who can live on 200 grand a month or 500?
Right.
A million, 2 million.
You know, well, once they have that, you know, they obviously have a different lifestyle than we do, you know, and I understand that too. But you know, I don't know how she lives. You know, we obviously see more of Dr. Dre through social media and stuff like that. We barely even see that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like
Divorce.
I don't understand. You know, I don't understand that.
Look, I need 5 grand a month.
Right.
That's child support. What would you say?
For me right now,
I'm just
I could
saying.
do wonders. I could do wonders with that, but
Right.
no, I hear you. And like you said, you know, you went through divorce not long ago. I'm actually going through it right now, and yeah, we don't have nothing that we're dealing with like that.
Right.
It's kind of a good thing,
Right.
you know. So it's an easygoing divorce, and we're, you know, but we get along, take care of our daughter. That's the most important thing, you know, and that's the most important thing for any relationship, you know, that's going through a divorce or went through one.
Right.
And yeah, I mean that I can see your point, you know. When you brought this up to me, I was thinking about you know, Britney Spears and Kevin Federline, like she was asking, or he was trying to ask for like he was getting like 18 million. He wanted like almost 30 or I don't know the numbers, but it was crazy. And it's like, you know, come on, man. Like, you don't even like, what are you doing with that money? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and you know, he got popular off of her.
Right.
He was on WWE for a minute and stuff like that. So that I thought about that. I thought that was crazy, but you know, he made money off of Britney Spears' name. So, you know, he's nowhere to be found now, but, yeah, I mean, when it comes to, you know, the celebrities and stuff like that, man, I mean, you know, they go after, whether it's the female or male, they go after whatever they can go after and get. Why not? You know, and sometimes it's their advisor, their accountant, you know, it's people in their ear telling them that. It might not even be them. They might not even think about it, you know, but, you know, they obviously have a lot more people, you know, they got their entourages and you know, they got a lot of people more in their ear, you know, than we think. I believe, and sometimes that's probably what it is, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I feel you. That is that's a substantial, you know, amount of money. But I don't know what lifestyle they're living. It's obviously a great one, and you know, they feel they deserve that. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Once again.
Well, like I said, it hits home for me because
Right.
I went through a rough divorce, and I'm not trying to badmouth my ex-wife.
Right.
She takes care of my kids
For sure.
But I mean, you know, some of the stuff that the lawyer was telling me, my lawyer and her lawyer were, you know, we're going back and forth negotiating what I have to pay her in spousal support. You know, about
Right.
about $3,300 a month.
Right.
And I know she wanted more. And then, you know, I basically said, "Listen, and then I'll take care of all the bills." But, you know, some of the stuff that, you know, that was thrown on, well, she needs to maintain her lifestyle. Look, I get it. But I don't know what lifestyle you're talking about.
Right, because they were fine before.
Home,
But
and there's a butler, you know, washing your feet. I mean, you know, I don't know.
Oh man, I hate to laugh, but
I
it's
just
funny.
don't get it. And I know there's, I made some money that was under the table, and there was some money that I reported.
Right. But you busted your butt doing that type of stuff too, you know.
You know, they have forensic accountants that go through your you know, and they probably discovery phase during the divorce.
Right.
And they analyze all your income. And I think that's what they're trying to do with, you know, they're going to do the discovery phase because well, they start digging into your financials. So they start really looking at your assets. They're looking at everything. So a lot of that stuff, I don't know if he's doing anything under the table. Probably not. Everything's probably reported.
Right.
Probably some of the NWA days. was probably under the table, but she didn't. She married him after that. But like I said, $2 million just seems absorbent. Like I know
Right.
there's something. Now she doesn't have any kids to take care of anymore. They're all adults. Like I said, I just think some of these celebrities are just crazy.
Right.
Amount of dollars. I want somebody 24/7 washing my ass. I just don't get it.
Right.
And it has kind of spilled over to the regular Joe. It spilled over to me. You're not going through that, but it was definitely a challenge going through divorce.
Right.
Seeing how
more
someone can be and saying, "Hey, this amount of money,"
Right. It could be.
Like I get it. I want to take care of you because I owe you at least that, and I owe you, for child support and all that. I get it.
Right.
At the same time, I'm not going to live on the streets trying to paint.
Right.
Like I said, I don't mean to go off on that, but
right. And like you said, we're definitely not, trying to downgrade women in general or nothing like that. The women that we married, I'll just throw this out there. They're great. No, they're great women.
Right.
They're great people, and they just period. And things just didn't work out, and and it is what it is. We get along with them. We still have some love for them and all that, and that's a very that's a rare thing. So, there's no way, shape, or form are we trying to down them or women in general, but it's just a topic I know you really wanted to touch on, and it kind of hit you there, but for sure, man, sometimes it's ridiculous what certain celebrities are asking for. I agree with that for sure.
So we're going to say in the Hollywood world, I know we briefly talked about this, but The Rock comes out and says his whole family tested positive for COVID. You have the Batman actor, I lost his name, but the Twilight actor. Seems like it's pretty much in the home. Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure, man. My boy.
What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I seen the video, and I didn't watch it all the way through at first, and then when you messaged me, I went back to Instagram and I watched it, and like I said, that you just never know, man. And when I couldn't believe when he said that, I was like, wow, even the kids, and I was like, wow, that sucks, and he's a guy that I've been watching him forever, man. I love everything he does. You talk about an entrepreneur, a family man. Man, The Rock is like he's the man. He's always been the man to me. Like, in all categories and levels. And to hear that I was like, well, he's such a. I looked at it different with him because he's such a strong guy, strong-minded. He's been through so much. And once again, that's where the $7 production comes from. I don't know if people know when he got hired by Jim Ross in I think it was 97, 98 to WWF at the time. Jim Ross, who he was part of the recruiting and interviewing and stuff like that. And he hired him. They sat down for dinner, and The Rock told him I wish I could pay for this, but all I have is $7 in my pocket. So that's where the $7 production comes from. He's a very humble guy, never forgets where he comes from, and I love that about him. And but yeah, you would hope a guy like that, he takes care of himself and all that, and God bless him and his family, his kids, and got such a beautiful family, man. And hopefully he can pull through. The whole family can pull through out of this COVID and just be healthy, get healthy. Live happy again.
Well, the Batman actor, I couldn't really think of his name. I know his first name was Robert Petz, and he tested positive for COVID-19. So COVID-19 definitely hits everybody. Nobody's protected. Nobody's safe. Hopefully we get through this. So I know we're going to wrap this up because I know we're running short on time and stuff is dying and stuff. So I'm going to just talk about definitely the intro. I know I talked about it in the first episode, but I don't know, everybody missed it. I want to thank Danny Boy DBX. He's a local DJ here in Phoenix. He gave me the intro for the show. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Danny Boy DBX. Also, Barbara, I told him I was going to mention her. She cuts my hair. She's Golden Clippers here in Youngtown, Arizona. They're located on Grand and 114th Avenue. So I just wanted to bring her up real quick. She's amazing.
Right.
Entrepreneur, her and another partner. She's 21. She has her own barbershop. So shout out to
That's
her.
awesome.
Great.
For sure.
I'll let you talk about whoever you need to talk about, and then we're going to cut forward. So
Yeah. If once again, every week I'm gonna, try to show a friend or entrepreneur business some love, because you got to give back. So I'm gonna move out the way so you can kind of see it. I know you can't see the first word, but it's a friend of mine. She's on my team member on the marketing team that I work for, Robert Courtney and Associates, and she has her own podcast. She's like I said, she's an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, marketing consultant. She's artist manager and so much more. And her name of her podcast is 30, Flirty, and Thriving. It's an audio lifestyle series that serves as a platform for small, local, minority-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, and artists to showcase their products, services, and talents. And her ultimate goal is to inspire others to follow their passion. So if you can follow her on Instagram at 30, Flirty, and Thriving, AB, or you can just, look her up. Her name is Amber Boone, AMBERBOONE on Facebook, Amber Boone on Facebook, and just, check her out. She talks about relationships, just trying to thrive through life, and just, she just did an interview with a young artist a couple days ago. But yeah, she's definitely, doing her thing, and I just want to give her a shout out. What up, Amber? Keep doing your thing, and that's really all I got. I wanted to give my handles. Say it again.
you want to talk about Lil Matty? Matt
Manuel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Matt. Matt Rogers. MMA. Works out at the Hoist Gracie Academy. He's 3-0 as an amateur. I'm trying to remember. I had the picture, but he's doing his thing out there. I don't know when his next fight might be, but special shout out to him. Last year, and I was going through some things. He told me he had something special for me, and I grew up watching UFC, man. I watched from the first UFC all the way to now. So back in the day, Hoist Gracie was the man. There wasn't no divisions. He was fighting guys, 3 times his size and making them tap. And, my cousin told me one day, he said, I'm going to have something for you. He's supposed to come in, visit the class. Every now and then he does it. I'm going to try to get you an autograph. And I was just blown away, like, wow, I'm a big, sports, all-around sports fan. And, I couldn't believe it. So he got back with me a couple weeks later. And he he showed me the glove, and he's mailed it to me. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to show it.
I can't see it.
I don't know. It's kind of breaking up, but so he got me UFC glove signed by the one and only Hoist Gracie, very first UFC champion. So shout out to Matt Rogers for doing that. I appreciate it, and he's doing his thing out there. Hopefully, like I said, he's always training, so he's always ready to go. So with the COVID and everything, hopefully things can get we can move past this a little bit better, and
right.
I can go watch him fight again, because that was awesome. I watched the fight last October, and he did get the win. So once again, like I said, thank you for the glove, man. Much love, and keep doing what you do, man. Staying positive.
I guess my memory of the Rogers is, them running around at Josephine's house, him
Right.
and his brother. So,
Right.
little guy. So,
Yeah.
so I know did you want to talk about El Cazone? I know you mentioned it a little bit, and then we're gonna get off here.
Yeah, my friend's food truck. It's gosh, I have so many. I go through this. Yeah, El Cazo.
Yep.
He's in Waterford.
Okay.
and Township. I don't have I had the address. I don't have it. I apologize, but I'm gonna continue to support him anyways.
Vince, I know you're out there. Cousin Vince is over there in Waterford. Go check his food out.
Right.
Remember, Detroit Love Tacos every Tuesday at Nancy Whiskey's. You got Mike Delgado at Giovanni's every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, serving up burgers and chicken sandwiches. Much love to Jose Rivera. I got this shirt here that I'm wearing. Detroit loves Detroit forever on Michigan Avenue and 51st Avenue. So we're going to cut off here. I know your phone's about to die, so just wanted to tell you thanks a lot. Everybody stay safe. Mask up.
And real quick, not to cut you off, but that's in Waterford, 1003 South Cass Lake Road. So check him out. Tacos, Latin food catering. He does catering too. So shout out to Gabe and El Cazo for sure. Go check it out. It's good stuff.
It's a drive, but go out there and check it out. All right, December 5th, 2020. November 3rd is coming up. Everybody go vote, mask up, stay safe. Let's beat this.
Yep. And like my father says, 10-4, over and out. Stay safe.